Hi everyone. Now, when it comes to charging more in management fees on new business, here's some things that are going to help you. Firstly, we are secret shoppers. We've called over 1,300 agencies over the big cities in Australia and New Zealand, plus a lot of the smaller cities as well. And I know in any market that I go to, whether it's Sydney or Melbourne or Auckland or whatever, and I dial up a few suburbs in the same area, there's always a variety of management fees. And so there's people pitching at 6 and 5%, some at 4, some at 7%, some at 8, depending on where it is, of course. But my point is there's always a swing. There's always a variation of fees. How is that possible? Well, it's not like a lot of those agents don't know what the other agents are charging. They know what the other agents are charging. They've probably secret shopped them. And despite knowing that, they still peg themselves cheaper. Why is that? Well, it's very simple. The law of the fee lid. It says that your fees cannot be changed. You can't get better fees. You can't add on more fees because if you could be, you would be, but you are not. All right. And because you are not, if I said to you, for example, if you could get better fees, you would say, but Darren, what's the management fee for? Or, but Darren, I can't because my rivals aren't charging those fees. Or, but Darren, owners only care about cheap fees. There is a mindset reason why you can't do better. And so therefore your fees are always at the maximum level that you possibly believe that you can do based on what you deliver and compared to what your rivals offer. If you felt you could be doing better, you would be, but you're not. And that rule applies to you and also applies to all of your competitors as well. So that's why we've got the 5 and 6 and 7% and all of that. They've simply judged themselves, rated themselves of where they believe they fit in accordance with what they delivered to the market in comparison to their rivals in their minds. Alrighty. So already you can see if you've got cheaper rivals in their management fee, well, they've done that deliberately because they don't think they're as good as you. All right. Now, there's always going to be, and usually there are agents more expensive than you. So how do you go from 6% to 7% or 6% even to 8% or 7%, 8? How do you do that 1 or 2% jump? We've got to change what you believe that you are worth. It's really a heart thing and a mindset thing that we have to change. So we need to lift your confidence levels, and I actually call it your professional confidence levels. And so there are two main ways of doing that. Firstly, number one, you need to get good at scripts, particularly explaining why you're 1% or 2% more. Now, did you know if the average rent is $600 a week, 1% is $6? That's just a cup of coffee a week. A lot of people have 1 cup of coffee a day. So you need to trivialize it and show to owners, we're only talking a cup of coffee a week here, Mr. Smith, and we're going to talk about adjusting our fee up by 1%. But here is the point. Whether you're at 8%, 7%, 6%, 5%, 4%, 3%, or even 1%, you're always going to be asked to discount. Most owners focus on the management fee and they focus on 1%. So you only have to get good at justifying 1%. Even if you're cheap, you're still going to have to justify it. So you're going to have to get good at scripts anyway. All right, you got to be ready for that. But the other agent is cheaper. Or if you can match your management fee with the other agent down the road. Or my Sydney property manager only charges X, or whatever common, well-used bullet they're going to fly at you. It's going to come because they're going to need to negotiate. You work in real estate. Your fees are meant to be negotiable, so you've got to expect it. So the point is, it's how you respond to the objection determines whether you're going to get it at your fee or what they want. So it comes with confidence. Confidence comes when you know your scripts. That's why I wrote this book, The PM Fee Script Secrets. It covers up to 50 objections in here and how to respond effectively. Now, the book is free. All you've got to do is pay for shipping. Okay, moving on. Now, so scripts, really important. You've got to know how to play the game of negotiation. Okay, they're going to ask you, because they're going to play with your fees because you work in real estate, okay? So you've got to know how to respond. The second thing is you've got to have really good ways of standing out from your rivals. You've got to have effective points of difference. If we can get really good quality points of difference in place, and then also good scripts, it lifts our confidence. We feel a lot more confident that we can go, well, yeah, we are 1% more expensive than other agents, Mr. Smith, and here is why. And you just give a very good, effective response. And if you believe it, they will believe it too. So when it comes to points of difference, they must be effective. We've secret shopped over 1,300 agents, as I said before, and we really very rarely come across anyone that when we ask them, how are you different from your rivals, they say of anything of any real value or substance. And so you've got to have effective points of difference to stand out, whether that's around your inspections or around your property marketing. There are a number of effective points of difference that you can put in place that your prospects will really be impressed with. But it's when you start saying things like, look, we're a boutique agency, or we're a family-owned business, or we've got collectively 20 years experience between us, or we offer great customer service, without defining what that customer service is, or saying we do routine inspections or process applications just like your rivals down the road. That's not standing out. That's just noise to the actual prospective client. You've got to have effective ways to stand out. So in our book, Win Your Worth Secrets, I go a whole chapter there with the 10 most effective points of difference that we've ever seen. Work on putting in all 10. When you do, your confidence will lift, and your ability to believe in 100% why you charge more and you're worth more, it will come through, and owners will go, okay, no problem, and they'll sign up at those fees. Now, with the books here, the PM Fee Script Secrets and Win Your Worth Secrets, just go to igtcentral.com. That's igtcentral.com. In both cases, we've paid for the printing. You've just got to pay for the shipping. It's a lot easier than you think to get 1% or even 2% more in the market, depending. And of course, it comes down to your confidence. You do that with effective scripts and points of difference. Take care.